What's up YouTubers, Aldo is Jay back with a brand new video for you here. Welcome back for part 4 and the final installment on my Dudley Boy replica collection. If you guys haven't checked out part 1, 2 or 3, please go back and check them out first and then come back here. Or if you've watched all of them, then thanks very much for returning. It's been quite fun doing this little collection of my tag team replica belts, and as I've said in previous videos, going forward I look forward to doing my workhorse championships, which is the mid-card titles, my women's replica belts. I have 4 of them. They were my late wife's belts, so I look forward to doing them. And of course my Triple H collection, which is all of my World Heavyweight Championships. Now, I recently done a count of them, and I believe I have over 16 of them, 16 or 17. I will double check that and get back to you in the video down the road. But anyway, that out of the way, I just thought I'd let you know what's coming down the road until I get fresh new replicas to review. But I hope you're enjoying these little collection videos. So as I've said in previous videos, please like, share, comment down below, tell me what you guys love about tag team championships, your favorite designs. There has been many throughout the decades, so please, by all means, let's start a chat and let's start talking. But as I said, this is the final installment of the Dudley Boy collection, and let's just get right into it. So the first replica that I'm going to show you guys is quite a special one. It was brought out around about WrestleMania 33 weekend, and this was when NXT was going through a redesign of their championship transition. So the replica that I have is the V2 NXT Tag Team Championship. Now, this belt is absolutely stunning. It is basic as you could get for a replica belt. As we know about the NXT championships, they are very basic, but basic is good. Basic is very good. These are absolute. This is an absolute outstanding design of a replica belt. If I bring this up to the camera, you can see all the little details of it with the second version of the NXT logo, the massive star that it's got in the middle there. Tag team champions is tag team at the top, champions at the bottom, and then the lovely stock side plates, which are really lovely. And then the detailing on the strap, very small strap, but very cool. Now, as we know, when NXT started out, they had a different version of the tag team championships, one that I'm going to put up on the screen just now. That was very basic and it was very cool. I have seen it around on the black market here and there. I didn't get around to getting that. If I do eventually see it again, when I get a little bit more money, I think I'm going to probably purchase that. But this was fresh out of WWE's shop that I got this from, and the design on it is absolutely lovely. It coats with the strap as well. The strap is very is in the plates design, which is very cool, and so glad that I have this version of the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, when we go into another replica, this replica is very special as well. The reason why this replica is special is because it was the last WCW World Tag Team Championships. And if I bring them in, just now. So these are the Ego version of the, I think I want to say version 4, because there's 2 versions of this. In fact, I think it is 2 or 3 versions of this, but this was the last version that was last seen on WCW television, but is also what was last seen at the Survivor Series 2001, when the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys fought each other for a unification match over the Tag Team Championships. And WWE, WWF, WWE history would turn around and say that the Dudley Boys are the last tag team to hold the WCW Tag Team Championships, where realistically, when WCW closed its doors in March of 2001, it was actually Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hara that were technically the last official World Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions. But anyway, history out of the way. If I bring this up to the camera, because it is quite a big belt. It is absolutely stunning. It is basic as well. 3 plates. The strap is pretty big too. Yes, that's Kevin Nash's signature on it. But yeah, the design on this is absolutely lovely. This is actually my favourite version of the Tag Team Championship from WCW. It's just the way it pops with World Tag Team Champions in there, and then you have the wrestler holding the world on his back and the ego above that. I think it's amazing. Now, I will get into obviously more detail as we go on, as I do with all my replicas. Now, the last replica that I will be showing you guys is a very special one. It is, I suppose you could say, it is the father of the Dudley Boy collection that I have. It is from a very extreme organization. It is the ECW, the last version of the ECW World Tag Team Championships. Now, this replica has Raven's signature on it. Very, very cool. I wish I took this with me to WrestleCon this year, because there was quite a lot of ECW folk there, and if I thought about it at the time, I could have gotten a lot of signatures on there, especially the likes of RVD and Sabu, Devon. But anyway, it's just one of these things. But yeah, this championship is absolutely insane. It unfortunately is not the same way that it looks on the way it looked on television. Sorry, I couldn't get the words out there. But it is very cool. It has snakeskin purple on the back of the strap, and the strap itself, with it being from 1999, so this is one of my oldest replicas, is still in pretty decent nick. There is a bit battle damage on it, but with it being the ECW Tag Team Championship, I don't really mind about that. But yeah, this thing, the detailing on this is absolutely lovely. Unfortunately, the colouring is not as what it should have been from television, but that's just little nitpicks from me. So as I get into the reviews of each championship, you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, I've rambled on enough now, and let's get into what we do here on this channel, and that is talk some replicas. Okay guys, so here is the in-depth review on the NXT Tag Team Championship V2. It is an absolutely stunning championship design, as I said at the start of the video. If we get into the middle, we have the WWE Network logo prompt in the middle there, and then you have the secondary NXT logo. It looks absolutely great. I love how they put the N at the top, T at the bottom, and of course the X smacked in the middle. It looks awesome. And then you have tag team in bold 3D lettering at the top, and then you have champions in the same way at the bottom. It's so nice when you hold it up against the light. Now, the actual main plate itself has got massive NXT colour vibes all into it. What this is, they have sort of like a sun around here, so a circle sun where it's holding the NXT logo, but then if you actually look closely to the mesh wall effect, it's like it's in a star. So you have a massive star with this mesh wall, and this looks absolutely awesome with the mirror effect in there. And then you have a little bit from the V1 at the back of the mesh wall. So it's almost as if they took the V1 design and then came up with this star NXT logo and just smacked it right on. And yeah, it looks really cool. This sort of has a radiator effect, which is in 3D as well. That comes all the way down to here, and the same on the other side. And the whole design is not just like a star effect, but it's like almost like a, if I can say the word right, a hexagon, an obtanical design, almost. If this was made in this day and age, this would obviously be a lot bigger, or a lot thicker, I should say. But yeah, that's sort of the design that they were going for. And funnily enough, they have changed the men's championship and the women's championship for NXT since WrestleMania 33. But they haven't upgraded these, which I find is kind of strange. Even upgrading them colour-wise. I mean, the men's and women's NXT championships have went through upgrading colours, and most recently a brand new set of designs. So I'm assuming they're quite happy with these, or they just haven't gotten around to changing them yet, or even thought about changing them yet. But anyway, yeah, I love this design. As I say, it's basic as it comes and very, very cool. So going on to the side plates, and these are very cool as well. They have almost, they're sort of halved of what the main plate is, and they work their way into almost like a triangle shape. I have the stock NXT side plates on this, and originally for this belt, it was they were the regular WWE network logo side plates. Now, I put them on my NXT men's championship, and they look a lot better. Swapped these, and this looks a lot better as well because it just matches what's on the front. So these are the stock side plates, as I say, sort of like a globe, just a plain globe in the background of the NXT logo. It looks basic, but it looks good as well. And the side plates have the exact same design as the main plate, where you have this mesh wall effect, and then you have the black and gold behind that, and it is the exact same on the other side, where you have this blank globe, the NXT logo, the mesh wall effect, and then the black and gold background, and it looks awesome. It looks really, really awesome. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I just love how this replica looks, or how the design of this championship looks. I love basic belts, like you couldn't tell. Now guys, onto the strap, and the strap itself, very cool. Like I said earlier in the video, it sort of it matches the design of the plates, but for this strap, it looks very small, almost as if it was a woman's, made for the women's. Now you have a Roman flowery design here. You have the snaps and this arrow effect. Then you have the classic shell shape border going all the way through the belt, going on to this side and then coming all the way back. Then you have the X for NXT. This is a similar design to what the V1 NXT logo was. Sorry, the NXT the men's championship logo was. And you have this going all the way through the strap as well. Then you have the arrow effect again on these snaps and the floral design. This is light enough that I don't need to put you guys down. So flip it over, and this is from 2019, and the strap is doing well. The official WWE flash aid to say it's authentic. The NXT design at the top, and the strap is doing very, very well, I have to say. If this was made now, obviously I think the screws would be covered up, but it's not, and I never see myself getting this redone, re-leathered, because the strap is in excellent condition. Obviously a few bumps here and there, but other than that, it is absolutely fantastic. Okay guys, so here is a better look at the WCW World Tag Team Championship V4. Now, I did go and have a little look before I started this up, and yeah, this is the V4 design. Because when this was getting made, there's a couple of versions of this. So when the NWO, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash first brought these out, they were a lot smaller, and as time went on, these got a little bit bigger. There was no eagle here, and then the last set of them added an eagle, and me personally, I think the eagle adds a good little touch to it. But anyway, let's get into it. So at the top, you have the classic WCW logo right at the top in red, and the classic WCW write-in. And you have just an arch border here. Me personally, I think this would have looked good. These two here would have looked good having a little bit black in them, or maybe even having the WCW trademark color of purple behind it. There was actually going to be, if WCW didn't go out of business, apparently there was going to be a version of this where the really bad 2000 WCW logo was going to be smack down in the middle here, and that would have certainly made a lot of people unhappy. But anyway, below the logo, you have the eagle holding the world, and this has to be one of the biggest eagle designs of all replicas. I mean, the undisputed belt has a huge eagle on that, and of course you have the classic big eagle and the winged eagle. But as far as eagles are concerned, this is absolutely stacked. And the reason why I say it's stacked is because of the length of its wings. If you have the eye at the top there, its beak and its eagle spread out. A little bit of bow damage on this, but that's okay. Then you have a nice blue globe with the world, but it's the world and it only has the Americas, so it's not really a world, is it? Unless they were putting some other parts of the world in there. I mean, look, I can see the UK. I think it's the UK anyway, I could be wrong. Then you have a grappler holding the world, holding the eagle on his back, which is so cool. I like this. This is stayed, as far as I understand it, this is stayed for, it is from when these were brought in. Then you have World Black Banner done in bold. It comes all the way down on both sides, gives you tag team champions in this classic reef banner. So World Tag Team Champion, and not champions. So you're a World Tag Team Champion, but you're not the champions, which is kind of strange putting like that. But anyway, and then keeping with the classic WCW floral pattern that they like putting on their belts, they have sort of kept that going, but not as much. There is a little bit of a, it's almost like it's like a mesh wool floral pattern. Now, if this was made in today standards, this would pop out a lot more, because as you can see from the plates, they're quite thin. For those that don't remember my main video that I'd posted on this, this is the WWE version. So in the early 2000s, when WWE were putting out all the replicas, and I mean all the replicas, from the classic WWF days to WWE, and obviously with acquiring ECW and WCW, they put out replicas of those respective company belts. So this version is from the re-release of the WWE era, and I think it's from 2001, maybe 2004, maybe 2005. But yeah, it's that version. So if this was made today, these would all pop out a lot more. And in fact, as far as I know, I think people are crying out for more WCW belts, actually. Whether it be the WCW Classics, this version, and many other WCW belts. But the actual main plate itself has a nice, I want to say almost, I'm not sure on the shape, please correct me if anybody knows what this shape is. It's almost like yeah, I can't put my finger on it what it is. It's definitely the length of the eagle, I know that, but it is just in this nice little border going all the way around. It looks nice, but for the love of me, I want to say it's a circle shape with just obviously this border at the top, but I could be wrong. So please, anybody that wants to interact, drop it in what the actual shape of the main plate is. Okay guys, so here are the side plates. Now, for people that were working on this when they released them, they obviously didn't get the memo that there should have been colour in this WCW logo, because just having it in the floral pattern, which is, I think it's what it is, or it's just a board, or just a border, it doesn't stand out as much unless you hold it up against a light. and then you have two grapplers either side of that. You can't make them out either unless you actually hold them up against the light. Then you have a world, the globe behind that. You can't tell at all what is on that. And then you have World Championship Wrestling in red. I mean, I would have even took them putting red in this. Or even if they kept it with the WCW Classic Purple, it just feels that the side plates were just really an afterthought. I mean, the detailing on the side plates, unless you hold it up against the light, you really can't tell what either of it is. I mean, you can obviously make it out now, just now as I'm holding it up against the lights, but other than that, you can only really make out this writing. And it's like this is just a huge circle, or even half a circle with a little border at the bottom. So if this was made now, I definitely think this would have popped out more. The grapplers definitely would have popped out more, and maybe you would have been able to make out what is on the globe, because nobody can tell what's on the globe. You can make out what's on this globe for sure, but definitely not this. Definitely not these, I should say, which is a shame. But they do look nice, but I have seen other versions where there's more colour and these stand out more. Okay guys, so on to the strap. Now the strap is your typical WCW design strap from back then. Now it's doing not bad. There is a few scuffs, here and there, but for the age that it is, it's done not bad. It is a basic black, and it matches the design of the plates. A bit wear and tear here and there, like I say, but not too bad. It's Kevin Nash's signature right there, so I don't see me changing it. I can gently flip this over. So I take it back to what I said about the age. So this was brought out in 2006. So from 2001 to maybe, let's say for argument's sake, up to maybe 2010. That Figures Inc. were producing these for WWE, and they done a great job, but obviously with this belt there is a bit yay and nays on it, especially on the plates. But for a strap that's as of next year will be 20 years old, this is done not bad. Served me well. And this was off of eBay. This is off of eBay as well. So this wasn't off Figures Inc. or WWE shop at the time. And yeah, the strap has held up pretty well, I have to say. There was a flashy on here, but unfortunately, due to its age, has came off. So it's just one of these things. But there was a flashy. In fact, the flashy was under here. It looked good, but I unfortunately did lose that due to age and time. Beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful standing up. Okay guys, so here is the closer look of the ECW World Tag Team Championship replica, the last belt in this collection. The main plate certainly looks its age, but there's some things that it should have popped. They should pop out a little bit more. Unfortunately, they don't. But anyway, let's get into it. So in the middle, you have a black ECW logo, which I feel is kind of a shame being black. This should have been purple, which was one of ECW's colours at the time. And then you have, for some reason, a brown globe. I have no idea why it's a brown globe, but it just looks very, very meh. If they weren't going to put purple in the logo, then they could put purple in the globe. Now, the globe is covered in barbed wire, and that looks nice. But if this was made in today's day and age, these would have definitely popped out a little bit more. Now, surrounding the globe is a woodcut. This looks very, very cool, and if this was made in this day and age, this might have stayed black, or I think this would have maybe been red as well, for because with ECW representing a lot of blood and gore. And then, of course, before I forget, you have World Tag Team Champions in blood red, which really is really nice, really pops out. The red writing is what pops out most about this replica overall. Other than that, nothing else really stands out, which is a shame. Then you have the nugget. You have a nugget texture up down here with a brick wall effect, and the actual design of the main plate is absolutely lovely. And this was the last design of the ECW World Tag Team Championships as well. They had several designs, in fact, or at least 2 or 3 designs. This was the last design, and yeah, if I was skilled enough, I think I definitely would change some colors in here, just to make it pop out. But the age of the belt, it was made in 1999, so I don't really want to damage it. But continuing on, you have the class. What was ECW known for is extreme style. So you have a mesh wall done in black with barbed wire at the top, and it is really, really nice how they've captured that. This would have definitely popped out more today, and I think they would have either had maybe silver or even blood red behind this too. There was actually rumours when they brought ECW back in 2006 full time, that they were going to bring out the Tag Team Championships again, but then again, they didn't really give a 2 hoots about the tag teams back then, much like now. So yeah, I don't know if it would have worked or not, but it would have definitely been nice to see what kind of designs they would have went, whether they would have stuck with these or they would have given new designs, like what they did with the Silver Phoenix design of the ECW main belt. So on to the side plates. Now you have ECW done in blood red with a barbed wire covering it. Then you have the mesh wall going down, a little black or brown globe behind there, wrapped in barbed wire, hardcore, and it looks cool, but again, definitely the globe should pop out a little bit more. And on this one, you have the mesh wall, barbed wire at the top, hardcore wrestling, 2 baseball bats, which was wrapped in barbed wire, which was standard for ECW. Then you have the classic ECW logo in the middle there, in red, and I want to say that's in browny black too. Then on the other side, same designs, where you have the ECW logo with the mesh wall done in hardcore with a globe and barbed wire, and then you have the mesh wall, ECW logo, hardcore wrestling done in blood red, 2 barbed wires, and yeah, as far as side plates go, these are as detailed as they get. So much detail in them, but at the same time, feel they could have had a wee bit more colour in them, a little bit more. Okay guys, so onto the strap. Now the strap itself, being 1999, done very, very well for itself. It's still standing. Is a basic smooth black ECW all the way around Now, if they were smart at the time, they could have put ECW all the way through as a border, but they didn't. They kept it basic black, Raven signature, as I say. So this is not mine. This was second hand, but I'm glad I've got somebody's signature on it. But I would rather have another ECW original, maybe like Rob Van Dam doing it on it. You have the ECW logo stamped over here as well. Just definitely a missed opportunity, and they sort of went a little bit funny with the difference in the length of the logo. It's light enough that I can pop it over. See, so 1999, done by Figures Inc., ECW. These were, yes, I don't even know how they could have afforded to pay Figures Inc. to produce them back then in 1999, because ECW were struggling. So yeah. Then you have the purple snake skin on the back. It has a bit wear and tear through time, but it is still in pretty. It's doing not bad. It's not in decent condition, but it's doing not bad. You know, I look, as you guys have probably noticed through looking at my replicas, I look after them. You know, I don't take them to I don't take them to events like wrestling events. If I take them anywhere, I take them to meet and greets. And yeah, I look after them, and I always try and keep them in as good condition as possible, just because of the value of some of them. So if I put these down for a second. And there we have the final three of this collection. Looking very, very nice. So guys, thank you so very much for watching part 4 of my Dudley Boy collection of the Tag Team Championship replicas that I have. It's been a pleasure making this 4-parter. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. As I said at the start of the video, please like, share and subscribe, and just to get my voice out there. I'm just a big teddy bear from Scotland trying to make his way in this world on this format. But what I also said at the start of the video as well, if you guys are a tag team championship replica person like myself, please comment below and let's start a chat. Let's tell me what's your favourite tag team championship design. There has been many of them over the years. If you want to go from the WWF, WWE, WCW, ECW, there was a lot of ECW tag team championship designs. NWA, the AWA, and AEW, the AEW tag team championships are pretty cool design. So please put it down in there. And even TNA Impact, you know, TNA has had several different designs of their tag team championships. Going forward and adding to this collection down the road, what I do hope I will be able to collect down the road is the updated version of the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships respectively. The TNA Tag Team Championships, there seems to be, I've found out that you can get legit, not legit, obviously not from TNA, but you can get boot replicas that look very near and dear to the real thing. So I might purchase one of them down the road, and even an NWA Tag Team Championship down the road as well, just to add to the Tag Team Replica collection. Who knows, going down the road. But what to look out for down the road, as I said earlier in the video, please keep an eye out on the women's Replica collection, the Workhorse collection, and especially the Triple H World Heavyweight Championship collection. That collection is very near and dear to my heart, so please keep an eye out for that one. And thank you again, sorry for repeating myself here, but again, thank you very much for watching this little collection of my tag team replicas. It's been a joy, and I'm going to pop a few of them on the screen here just now. Tell me please tell me which one out of my collection you like the best. It would be really good feedback for me if you guys could do that. But anyway, again, keep an eye out for future videos down the road, and take care of yourselves. And as I always say, guys, dreams be the journey. Take care. Bye.